Why wait for a liver transplant? Call UPMC today. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Good morning, America. An Arctic blast on the way for millions. Snow, rain, and record cold heading for the Northeast. The new alert this Thanksgiving week as the record holiday rush gets underway. More than 54 million people hitting the roads and taking to the skies.
Urgent search. The number of those missing in the devastating California wildfires now nearly 1,000. Rescuers race against the clock to find them amid new concerns about heavy rain and possible mudslides.
Sending a message to Mueller, President Trump revealing he's finished answering written questions from the special counsel, but he now says he'll likely refuse an in-person interview. And the backlash this morning after the president lashes out at the Navy SEAL who oversaw the raid on Osama bin Laden.
ABC News exclusive. Dramatic turn in that GoFundMe scam. The woman accused of tricking people into raising more than $400,000 to help a homeless veteran now claims she was the one who was duped. The exclusive audio she says she secretly recorded.
I had no part in any of this, and I'm the one taking the fall.
Now her attorney joins us only on GMA this morning.
Lucky to be alive. The terrifying crash caught on camera. This 17-year-old race car driver flying at 170 miles per hour into a protective fence on the track. Her incredible message to her fans from the hospital this morning.
And an elevator in one of the tallest buildings in Chicago plunging more than 80 stories with 6 people stuck inside, including a pregnant woman. The first responders who broke through a brick wall to save them.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And we do say good morning, America. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Great to have you with us on this Monday morning.
Welcome to Thanksgiving week. The holiday travel rush has already begun.
It is, and more than 54 million people expected to hit the roads, the skies, the railways this week. They've got it all covered.
AAA predicting this will be the busiest holiday travel period in more than a decade, and it starts, as we said, right now. Gio Benitez is at LaGuardia Airport here in New York with much more on all this. Good morning, Gio.
Yeah, Robin, good morning to you. Yeah, you said it. Experts are expecting this to be the busiest Thanksgiving travel period in some 13 years. Starts today. It's only going to get worse from here. Take a look at these numbers right now, because at airports, the TSA is expecting a record-breaking 25 million passengers to fly. When you break that down by the day, they're expecting 137,000 more people to fly daily. So they're adding more than 1,000 officers to help out right now. Now, as for the roads, cars are the most popular way people travel. 48.5 million people are expected to hit the road, an increase of 5% from last year. That's 2.4 million more people expected to drive. Now, the busiest day to leave for the holiday is Wednesday, but all that considered, the best day to travel, regardless of how you do it, planes, trains, automobile, is Thanksgiving Day itself. But I've got to tell you, when you consider the rain and the snow threat expected this week, it's going to be a mess all across this country.
We're going to talk to Ginger about that in just a moment, but it's a great sign, Gio, that more people are traveling this year.
Yeah, you know what, Robin? The TSA administrator says that it's because of this growing economy that more people are traveling, and because passenger air travel itself is also growing.
All right, Gio, thanks so much. Cecilia?
All right, guys, we turn now out west, where firefighters are still desperately battling those California wildfires and searching for survivors. The death toll from Northern California's Camp Fire has climbed to 77 people, and nearly 1,000 are still unaccounted for. ABC's Marcus Moore is there in Paradise, California. And Marcus, another concern, all that smoke in the air.
Cecilia, that's right. The acrid smoke from the fire that destroyed this house in Paradise and so many others has been sitting here for days. And at one point in the San Francisco area, it was so thick, researchers said breathing it in was like smoking 11 cigarettes in one day. This morning, the toll of the missing in California's wildfires skyrocketed. Overnight, news the number killed in the Camp Fire climbed to 77.
I would ask that people make every diligent effort to reach out to their friends and family and let them know they're okay.
The search for the missing centering at shelters and tent camps like these, where whiteboards are filled with the names of those missing and the phone numbers of desperate relatives trying to find them. The pastor at this Chico, California church turned shelter detailing the seemingly never-ending work to cross off any names.
We're also going to walk this around tomorrow morning to everyone that's here to find out if they see themselves on the list.
This man says he lost his friends in the fire and overnight learned that his own home was among the more than 10,000 incinerated.
I don't want to rebuild. I just want to get out here because the memory is such a bad memory. You just kind of want to move on down the road. Just let it all go behind you.
Over the weekend, President Trump saw with his own eyes the charred rubble of entire communities wiped off the map.
It's very sad to see it. Nobody would have ever thought this could have happened.
The president standing by his controversial criticism of the state's forest and fire management.
I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we're a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem.
And there is relief on the way. Rain is expected to arrive here late Tuesday into Wednesday, but that presents a whole new concern. The worry about mudslides. George.
Okay, thanks very much. We're going to the White House now, where President Trump is lashing out at the admiral who led the raid on Osama bin Laden as he sounds off on the Russia investigation, suggests his acting attorney general could limit the special counsel's work. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl has the story. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. As the president prepares to submit his written answers to questions from special counsel Robert Mueller, he is giving a green light to his new acting attorney general to rein in the Russia investigation.
President Trump says he's completed the written answers to questions from Robert Mueller. And now he says he'll likely refuse to do an in-person interview with the special counsel.
I think we've wasted enough time on this witch hunt, and the answer is probably we're finished.
That's a change from what the president told me last year.
Would you be willing to speak under oath to give your version of
100%.
The likely incoming House Intelligence Committee chair, Adam Schiff, says Democrats would challenge Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker's appointment, suggesting it was unconstitutional. The president tweeted back with a scathing attack on Congressman Schiff, giving him a nickname we cannot say on GMA. The president is also now saying Whitaker has the authority to limit the Russia investigation.
If Whitaker decides in any way to limit or curtail the Mueller investigation, are you okay with that?
Look, it's going to be up to him.
But you won't overrule him if he decides to curtail.
I would not get involved.
The president also lashed out at retired Admiral William McRaven, the highly regarded former Navy SEAL who supervised the raid that killed Osama bin Laden, and who has previously slammed Trump's attacks on the media.
The president said the news media is the enemy of the American people. The news media is the enemy of the American people. This sentiment may be the greatest threat to democracy in my lifetime.
The president is now implying it took McRaven too long to capture and kill Osama bin Laden.
He's a Hillary Clinton backer and an Obama backer. And frankly,
he was a Navy SEAL.
Wouldn't it have been nice if we got Osama bin Laden a lot sooner than that? Wouldn't it have been nice?
In a statement to ABC News, Admiral McRaven said that he did not back Hillary Clinton or anybody else, but added, I am a fan of President Obama and President George W. Bush, both of whom I worked for. I admire all presidents, regardless of their political party, who uphold the dignity of the office and who use that office to bring the nation together in challenging times. And George, he said that he stands by his attack, by his comments that the president's attack on the news media is one of the greatest threats to democracy that he has seen in his lifetime.
Yeah, John, it's also worth pointing out it was the CIA that was tracking Osama bin Laden. The SEALs acted within days of getting the order. Meantime, the president seems to be laying the groundwork to replace his Homeland Security Secretary and his White House Chief of Staff.
Well, he said, George, that he has 3, 4, or maybe 5 changes that he would like to make. And regarding John Kelly as Chief of Staff, he said, there are certain things I love what he does. There are certain things I don't like that he does. And then on Nielsen, he said, I want her to get much tougher. So although he didn't say that he was going to replace either one of them, you had an extraordinary situation where the president is out there criticizing 2 key members of his cabinet.
John Carl, thanks very much. That's it.
Another example where he's leaving people to sort of hang in the wind for a while. One thing, the president is celebrating a Republican victory in Florida after a recount lasting nearly 2 weeks. Florida Senator Bill Nelson conceded the Senate seat to current Governor Republican Rick Scott. That means Republicans have now picked up 2 seats in the Senate, Democrats gaining 37 seats in the House. Our senior congressional correspondent, Mary Bruce, is right there in the Capitol. And Mary, Nelson, not the only Democrat to concede over the weekend.
Yes, Cecilia, and remember, this was a bruising 12-day recount. It took lawsuits on both sides of the aisle, but now we do have those results down in Florida. As you mentioned, Republican Rick Scott will be the state's next senator. The Democrat Bill Nelson conceding yesterday after that manual recount showed him trailing by 10,000 votes. Now, in the state's race for governor, Democrat Andrew Gillum has conceded to Republican Ron DeSantis. While down in Georgia, Democrat Stacey Abrams admits that Republican Brian Kemp will be the state's next governor, but Cecilia, she is refusing to call him legitimate. Legal, yes, but amid concerns and accusations of voter suppression, Abrams says, quote, something being legal does not make it right.
Yeah, she's still raising concerns there, Mary. There's also another political fight brewing, this one over the fate of Nancy Pelosi, who wants to be House Speaker again, but not all Democrats are on board.
Yes, Cecilia, by our count, there are roughly 20 Democrats who say they will oppose Pelosi as Speaker. That's enough to deny her the gavel, but notably no one yet has come forward to formally challenge Pelosi, and she continues to ooze confidence that she will be the next Speaker of the House. Her message to would-be challengers, quote, come on in, the water's warm.
I think you're going to have a busy next few weeks, Mary. Thank you. Robin?
Okay, Cecilia, now to those new developments in the murder of Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi. Our foreign correspondent James Longman has more. He's there in London for us. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Robin. It has been a slow process getting to the truth behind Jamal Khashoggi's murder, but we may be one step closer. A CIA report into what really happened is set to be delivered to the White House today or tomorrow, according to President Trump. But the recording of the journalist's final moments, he says, is too horrible for him to listen to.
New revelations this morning in the murder of Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi. President Trump confirming the US has a secret audio recording of the journalist's final hours inside the Saudi consulate, but he refuses to listen to it.
We have the tape. I don't want to hear the tape. No reason for me to hear the tape.
Why don't you want to hear it, sir?
Because it's a suffering tape. It's a terrible tape. I've been fully briefed on it. There's no reason for me to hear it.
Intelligence sources tell the Washington Post that the CIA's final report will indicate that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the assassination of Khashoggi, who's widely known as one of his most vocal critics. But President Trump dismissing those reports.
He told me that he had nothing to do with it.
The unanswered question remains, is there a smoking gun of the Saudi Crown Prince ordering the assassination of Khashoggi? Earlier this month, his fiancée told ABC News she hoped there wouldn't be a political cover-up, and Saudi Arabia continues to deny the prince's involvement. George?
Okay, James, we'll see if the CIA issues that report. We have new details now about the mysterious death of an American woman on a cruise ship. The family of Omarosa Tenorio is speaking out as the FBI tries to determine if she was murdered. ABC's Victor Akendo is tracking the case from Miami. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, George. We have spoken with the victim's family, who tells us that she was a loving mother and grandmother, a volunteer teacher's aide, but the details of her death are still a mystery.
This morning, we're learning more about the woman who fell to her death aboard this Princess cruise ship in the Caribbean. This is 52-year-old Omarosa Tenorio. Her family telling ABC News she enjoyed traveling, describing Tenorio as an avid cruiser. Investigators still working to determine how she plummeted 14 stories onto a lifeboat after struggling with an unidentified man, according to local reports. The Royal Princess was between Curacao and Aruba at the time of her death last week. The ship docking in Fort Lauderdale over the weekend, passengers reliving the horrifying announcement over the PA system in the middle of the night.
It was a rude awakening at 4 o'clock. They made the announcement right into our rooms.
News of the tragedy quickly spreading.
We only found out afterwards when we arrived in Aruba that an accident had taken place. We couldn't get off the ship until the local authorities gave us permission.
The FBI is investigating, along with officials in Aruba. The public prosecutor there telling ABC News they're looking at every angle, including possible homicide. They've conducted a forensic investigation and an autopsy, but have not revealed the results, only saying she died of unnatural causes. Tenorio's family releasing a statement saying in part, Omarosa was a loving daughter, sister, mom, and grandmother with a good heart. She will be missed by all that knew her.
Tenorio was traveling with her husband at the time. Officials in Aruba tell us that he was questioned, but as a witness, and at this time, he is not a suspect. George?
Okay, Victor, such a sad story. Is this it?
All right, let's turn to the elevator rescue in Chicago. 6 people, including a pregnant woman, trapped for hours after 2 cables snapped, sending the elevator plunging more than 80 floors down one of the tallest buildings in the city. This video taken inside the elevator by one of the passengers waiting to be rescued. Firefighters had to break through a wall to save them. Thankfully, everyone got out safely. They were in there for 3 hours.
That had to be frightening.
Yeah.
Now to that terrifying race car crash involving a teenager. Her out-of-control car slamming into another car, flying over the barrier there. Eva Pilgrim is here. And Eva, that 17-year-old is lucky to be alive.
Oh, yeah, Robin. She is very lucky to be alive this morning. In the moments before that crash, Sophia Lorsch tangling with another driver before losing control of her car. And we have to warn you, the video of this crash is jarring.
A terrifying crash you have to see to believe. A Formula 3 car hurtling at 170 miles per hour backwards, slamming into a booth on this track in Macau. Behind the wheel, 17-year-old Sophia Flourish, who miraculously survived. Watch again as her airborne car punches through the catch fence, then ricochets off the wall of the structure before crumbling to the ground. The crash sending 5 people to the hospital with serious injuries and causing the remainder of the race to be halted for over an hour. Flourish, remarkably still conscious after the accident, was taken to the hospital and initially diagnosed with a spinal fracture. The 17-year-old driver reassuring fans from her hospital bed, tweeting, "Just wanted to let everybody know that I am fine, but will be going into surgery tomorrow morning. Update soon."
And another driver, 2 members of the media, and 1 marshal were also all hurt in that crash. Flourish is expected to have surgery today.
So glad that she's fine. A lot of people want to know, what is a 17-year-old doing in that track?
Well, it's not uncommon in racing to see people start very young and come up through the ranks. She was in F4 before she was in F3, so this was the next progression as she heads to F1. So she's quite good at being a driver, and so it's not uncommon for them to go through that.
You said you're watching tapes of her over the weekend.
Oh, yeah,
video.
and she's clearly a 17-year-old. She was talking about how she had a boyfriend, but she's too busy for a boyfriend, like all those things, you know, that a 17-year-old would say.
Maybe she'll drive to prom.
The average legal age to drive in Germany, where she lives, is 18. So she actually can't even drive on the Autobahn.
Wow. Thank you, Eva. Let's go back to Ginger. Going to have a cold week up here.
And we're not just talking regular cold. We're talking record-breaking cold, potentially. Boston could see their coldest Thanksgiving on record as this Arctic air settles in by Thursday morning. Perfect timing for everybody to try to do their outdoor anything, getting to and from Thanksgiving festivities. It'll feel like 5 in Boston. It'll feel like 9 in New York City. And look at Buffalo, feeling like 3. Now, that's just for the early morning. Even through the day, we don't warm up a lot. You're looking at Thanksgiving afternoon. Boston looking for a high of 19, the coldest they've ever been before this, 24. Let's get to your select cities now, brought to you by Amazon Echo.
Alexa, dim the lights. Okay. Oh, no, Dad, I need your help.
What have you done?
Burnt the duck.
That's a duck? What do you have in that cabinet?
Some spaghetti.
Okay, chop up some garlic. Your mom cooked up for me once.
Did she burn it?
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Now it's beautiful. There you go.
How do I look?
Perfect.
Thanks, Dad.
What's his name?
Dad. Alexa, hang up.
55 degrees, your high temperature for today. It is going to be mostly cloudy, your mildest day out of the work week. Temperatures will really drop off, near record cold for some of the big cities. For us, your high temperature on Thursday, 35 degrees, and that puts us into the 20s going into early Friday morning. So even Thanksgiving looking dry, but again, very, very cold, feeling more like January than late November. And looking forward to the weekend. Our next best chance of rain really doesn't come until Saturday, the high 51.
So coming up, I'm going to have that air quality forecast in California and show you when the rain comes and when it cleans it out. Thinking about all that.
And by the way, welcome back.
Thank you.
Oh my
What a
God.
great job we made it. It was so jet-lagged.
Yeah. Patrice was wonderful as well.
She was so special.
Oh,
so
as
grateful.
are you.
Yeah,
Good to have you back safe and sound. Hey, coming up, we have that ABC News exclusive. We have the latest twist in that alleged GoFundMe scam. The reporting you'll hear only on GMA this Monday morning.
And the survivors of that bachelor party rafting disaster are now telling their story.
Plus, here's a story no one wants to miss. Who's the mystery Santa? making Christmas come early for lucky shoppers. There is now a search this morning for this man. Can't tell who he is because we only see his back. He's called the real-life Santa Claus.
Patriots fan, that much we know.
If you have psoriasis, little things